So we can't actually create miracles. They are a gift of the universe. But what we can do is we can create the circumstances for miracles to show up in our lives, where we can create that state of flow where you just life is working. You're in the right place at the right time. People come to you and that are just the exact right people to show up. Or you need an answer and an email comes in with the answer that you need, or you're in that state of life is working and you feel filled with love and joy and ease and all of that. And that's, I believe, what every single person ultimately wants in life.
Hi, and welcome to Beyond Empty Nest. I'm your host, Jody Silverman, speaker, mentor, and Chief Dare Officer at Moms Who Dare. Every Thursday, I'll share stories of midlife transformation, happiness tips, and dare you to see the opportunities waiting for you so that you can make this next chapter even better than the last. If you're ready to dare, I'm ready to dare with you. Let's get into today's episode. Welcome to another episode of Beyond Empty Nest. And today you're in for a treat. We're diving into something that has the power to completely transform your life. Living in the miracle zone. What if I told you there's one major block standing between you and the happiness, love, and miracles you crave and deserve? Well, we're about to uncover it. You'll learn how to shift your mindset and energy to raise your deservability set point, so you can start attracting more of what you truly want. This episode is your gateway to the miracles waiting just outside your comfort zone. Let's step into them together and make 2025 a truly miraculous year. Well, my guest is no stranger to our community and our listeners. If you've been part of our show from the beginning, you might remember Marci Shimoff from season 2, where she talked about happy for no reason. Well, Marci's back. And just to give you a reminder, Marci is a #1 New York Times bestselling author, world-renowned transformational teacher, and expert on happiness, success, and unconditional love. Marci's books include Happy for No Reason, Love for No Reason, and 6 titles in the Chicken Soup for the Woman's Soul series. There is so much more to learn about Marci. Her full bio is in our show notes below, but I want to dive in to our topic today and welcome Marci. Welcome back to our show.
Jody, it is so great to get to be here with you. I love everything you do. I love this show, and I'm delighted to be back.
Well, I love being here, and I can say firsthand, I know what it's like to work with Marci. I know what it's like because I became a Happy for No Reason certified trainer through your course, and I was part, and still am part, because once you're part of your communities, you really always are. I
Always.
spent an entire year in your Year of Miracles program, and I knew that I needed to share you and what living in the miracle zone is all about with our listeners, especially since we're kicking off and we're entering and starting a brand new year. So that's what this is about. This is about living in the miracle zone. And I guess the best place to start, Marci, unless you want to share anything else about your story that I didn't say yet, let's tell everybody what the miracle zone is.
I love starting with that question. So, the dictionary defines the word miracle as a surprise and welcome event that can't be explained by. So, we can't actually create miracles. They are a gift of the universe. But what we can do is we can create the circumstances for miracles to show up in our lives, where we can create that state of flow where you just life is working. You're in the right place at the right time. People come to you and that are just the exact right people to show up. Or you need an answer and an email comes in with the answer that you need. Or you're in that state of life is working and you feel filled with love and joy and ease and all of that. And that's and here we are at the beginning of a new year. There is not a better time to get the energy going in that aligned way for the entire year than at the new year, because the new year carries with it this energy that really supports us realigning our lives. So congratulations for all of you being here to start this new year in the best way.
I love that. As you were explaining like what it was so important. It's flow. It's aligning your thoughts and your feelings and your energy with the energy of the universe out there so that it just happens simply. And I know a lot of people don't believe it can be that, and I'm telling you it can. I still tap into the teachings and the learnings of setting miracle intentions and get aligning myself in the right mindset and energetic space so that I can realize the miracles that are right there waiting for me.
And the thing that I would say, I'm so glad you said anyone, this can be for anyone.
Mhm.
I've had more than 30,000 people that have been in the Year of Miracles program over the years. And we have seen unbelievable miracles happen for people in all dealing with all kinds of challenges. And honestly, my own life, if 30 years ago you had said to me that I was going to be sharing with people about how to live a miraculous life, I would have said, "You're crazy. Not going to happen." I was not living a miraculous life. I was living on the outside what seemed like a good life. I was working really hard. I was, getting all the things that I thought I needed to be happy. And I found myself really, I'll tell you, one day I just finished giving a speech to 8,000 people, and I had autographed 5,432 books. And it was a speech on happy for no reason, happiness. And I remember, on one hand, I felt like an author rock star. The client had a massage therapist there massaging my hand so I could keep on writing. But after I signed that last book, I went up to my hotel room, and I walked over to this huge window overlooking Lake Michigan. I felt like, oh my God, I'm on top of the world. But I turned around and I collapsed onto the bed and I burst into tears. And I burst into tears because I realized that I had all the things that I thought I needed to be happy, and I still wasn't.
Right.
And so I took that opportunity to dive deeply into happiness and find out, what does it take for people to be happy? And that's how Happy for No Reason came about. And then a couple years after I had published Happy for No Reason, I found myself waking up every morning feeling like, wow, my life is miraculous. Things would come to, like, I didn't know exactly what was going to happen during the day, but these miracles would show up. And I realized there is a way that we can put ourselves strategically in the miracle zone. People can learn how to do that the same way they can learn how to be happy. So that's kind of my backstory. And I share that because I want people to know it doesn't matter what you're going through right now. You can live in the miracle zone.
So I know that, okay, so before we can live in the miracle zone, I guess it's important to know what might be blocking us
Mhm.
from receiving or even seeing them, blocking us from having miracles in our lives.
Right. It's a great question. And I found that there's two big things I think that block people. And I'll start by sharing. The first one is that we set intentions, and this is here at the beginning of the year. People are setting their New Year's goals or their intentions, and people set them wrong. And what we do is we set them from what we think we should be doing. And see, there's two energies in the universe. There's the energy of expansion and the energy of contraction. And when we're contracted, we don't feel good. When we're expanded, we don't feel bad. We feel great. Let me just do a little experiment with you. And everybody who's listening to this or watching this, you can join along with us.
Okay.
I want to show you what the difference is between expansion and contraction. So I'd like you to curl up into a little ball, just like I am, get really tight and contracted. And on the count of three, I want you to say, "I feel happy." Ready? 1, 2, 3. I
I feel
feel
happy.
happy. Okay, sit up and be honest with yourself. Did you feel happy?
No.
Probably not. You might have felt a little stupid curled up like that. It's hard to feel happy when we're in contracted energy. It's hard to feel bad when we are in expanded energy. So I want you to expand your arms out to the side, get really wide. And on the count of three, I'm going to ask you to say, "I feel depressed," and throw your arms up into the air. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
I
I feel
feel
depressed.
depressed.
Do you feel
Yeah,
depressed?
you can't.
No, because you're in an expanded energy. So this is the deal. When we're contracted, we don't move forward easily in life. When we're expanded, things flow. So when we set our intentions and they come from a place of obligation or judgment or should, all of that is contracted energy. It's energy from the ego, and it doesn't feel good. I I should lose 20 pounds, or I will lose 20, I want to lose 20 pounds. Ugh, feels icky. On the other hand, when we set our intentions from what I call soul-based intentions, and soul is the energy of expansion, soul is the energy and vibration of love, then we are already so much better off. So instead of I'm going to lose 20 pounds, the soul-based intention is I feel alive and healthy and vital in my body. Wow, doesn't that feel good?
And I have to share with you because I that was one of the things I learned during my year of miracles when I was part of the Year of Miracles program that you host every year. And I did something around that because during the pandemic, I had gotten unhealthy, the eating and the drinking, and I reset my intention to sound more in alignment with the one that you just said. And it was all about, I want to get my healthy back. I feel good in my body. I feel great when I jump out of bed in the morning, excited to put my clothes on. And you know what? It never was so easy for me to get back to where I needed and wanted and desired to get back to. And not only that, Marcy, it's been 2 years. It stuck because it became not about the
Fantastic.
number on the scale and the weight. It became about something greater and bigger.
And everything is energy, and everything is about the energy that we come from in doing things. So at the beginning of the year, one of the things that we do when we have our first session at the beginning of the year in the Year of Miracles program is we walk people through a process to get in touch with 3 soul-based intentions for the year, not their ego, not their shoulds, not the fear-based, but 3 soul-based. What is your soul calling of you this year? And then we guide them on how to word it in a way that is in the energy of the miracle zone. So that's something that, look at what, if you've written down goals or intentions, look at what you've written down and notice, do I feel expanded? And don't put it in the future tense. Not I will be happy, but it's I am feeling alive and happy and joyful in my body.
Yeah.
I am are 2 of the most powerful words there are. So that's just one way in which we block ourselves. We block ourselves by fear-based goals and intentions.
Yeah, I love that. I love it. I used to get caught up, when I first became a coach, I would get caught up in all those, are you a coach? And do you have a 6-figure business? And I thought, oh, I should have one. Well, should I? Should I? And not that there's anything wrong with having a 6-figure business. I'm telling. And yet I remember the point where I heard about the messaging that you're sharing. And I sat down and I said, is that what my goal is? If it ends up being a byproduct of what my goal and my intention really is, hey, that's fabulous. But is my intention really just about making the 6? No. And when I released it, money and income and revenue started flowing into my business easier because I
Yes.
wasn't so hung up on what I should have. And I like that because the goal list, and I talked about this a lot every year because I do a vision board workshop, is
Yeah.
the goal list what you said, it becomes a should-do list if you really read it. So I love that that's going to be part of the dare is to really look at your goals and your intentions that you've set and how do they make you feel, expanded or contracted?
And focus on 3 of them. What
Mm,
happens is we go into overwhelm and we've got, 15 things we're wanting to do. Yeah, great. That's only going to make what you want to do, what we put our attention on grows stronger in our life.
mhm.
And when you feel you're setting yourself up to win, I'm setting myself up to have to accomplish these things, then it feels great. But if you have 15 things, forget it. Now it may happen, but what I say is pick 3 and work on those. And then when one of those happens, then you take the next one on the list. So you're just your life force and energy is going to the things that are the most important to you.
So how does all this, I know you talk a lot about love. a
Yes.
lot about love. And I think those listeners who really do follow in the personal transformation and personal growth area and development of life and follow thought leaders such as yourself, they hear a lot about love, about the heart center, the heart chakra, and love being all. So how does it just talk a little bit more into how love plays into this, or how love comes out of all of
Yeah.
this?
Well, the Beatles had it right.
Yeah.
All you need is love. I think love is the currency of energy, of good energy in the world. I mean, it's the energy of love that propels all good. Um, and where it starts is the second barrier that I think people have to living a more miraculous life. It starts with self-love.
Mhm.
And we do not have enough self-love. And so when you don't have enough self-love, what you're doing is you are unconsciously blocking your own willingness to receive. See, the universe, I believe, it's an abundant universe. And
Mhm.
the universe, Einstein said that there's the most important question you can ask yourself is this a loving universe?
Hmm.
And what I've found is that people who are truly happy, they might not have everything going in what they think is in their way. You know, they may not be going the way they wanted it to be going, but they believe that everything is going in a way that supports their growth and betterment. And so if in fact it's a loving universe, then whatever is happening to you is happening for your greatest good. And you have a very different perspective. Instead of being a victim in life, you are a victor in life. You come at with this attitude of okay, that wasn't the way I thought I wanted it to happen. What's the lesson or the gift in this for me? If this were happening for a higher purpose, what might that be? And so the reason I say that is that we so often feel like our self-love and self-worth is so dependent on what we think we're doing or producing. Oh, I can feel good about myself if I've done a good job with
Right.
this, or I can feel good about myself if I look this way. It's all conditional. And the more we have conditional love or self-love, the farther away we are from this flow, from this state of the miracle zone.
Mhm.
So what I say is to open up to two things. Open up to unconditional love for yourself, which means when you make mistakes, it's okay. You still have compassion and love for yourself. And it means open up to receiving what the universe is bringing to you in ways big and small. And so when we don't have enough self-worth, when we don't feel worthy enough, we push away our miracles, all the good that's out there that's coming our way. We don't receive it. We go, no, I don't want that. So can I give you a little practice that you can do?
Yes, please. Please.
Okay. So the way we do one thing is the way we do everything. And so the way that you receive in life is the way you receive from the big things from the universe. So what I want you to do is ask yourself these 5 questions. And they're questions all about is how well do I receive? So question number 1, if somebody gives you a compliment, do you have a hard time receiving it? You
Mhm.
know, they say, oh, you did a great job on that. And you go, oh, no, it was nothing. And you worked all night on it, whatever. So you deflect the compliments rather than really receive them and take them in. Question number 2, do you have a hard time receiving gifts? If somebody gives you a gift, do you immediately feel like, oh my God, I better go out and get them something better than what they gave me, that you owe them? Well, that's not unconditionally receiving. So can you receive joyfully gifts? Number 3, can you receive help?
Mhm.
Somebody offers to help you. They offer to open the door. No, I can do it myself. They offer to help you with something that you need help with. No, I can do it myself. Or a corollary to that is, do you even have a hard time asking for help? So you don't even feel okay to ask people for their help. Okay, question number 4. Do you feel like you should work really hard in order to receive anything? In other words, if something comes easily, is that bad? Like that was one of my big ones. Well, I came from a family where it's the struggle, the
Yeah.
hard work. And if it comes too easily, then it's kind of like you're cheating. So
Yeah.
no, if the universe is giving to you a gift, receive it. And then number 5 is, if you have, do you downplay the good that's coming your way because you don't want those around you to feel bad?
That was mine.
Yeah. You know what? When your light shines, you
Ah,
are an inspiration for the world. You do not need to dim your goodness, your light, all that's going on around you in order to help others feel okay.
love that.
So if you answered yes to any one of those questions, then you get to practice more receiving. So here's what I want you to do over the next week. I want you to notice all the subtle ways in which you push away your good. And these 5 questions: compliments, offers of help, gifts, if something comes easily, or just you've got a lot of good and you don't want to share it with others. You don't want to share with others how fortunate you feel, or gratitude. So if any of those are yours, I want you to breathe and open up to receive more.
Like that.
Breathe and
Practice
open
receive.
up to receive. That's your practice.
Oh, I love that. I love that. That is so important. And I don't know. I think I could say at some point in my life, I said yes to each one of those at some
Me
point.
too.
Why not? I mean, yeah, it happens. So thank you for that. That's amazing. And before we do wrap it up, and because that's the dare is to breathe and practice receiving. Ask those 5 questions. Really sit with the 5 questions. We'll put them in the show notes. We'll make sure you know what the dare is, make it crystal clear. But I just before we end, I do want to talk about something you say, that a deservability set point. You talk
Yes.
about a deservability set point. Just tell us what
Yes.
that is, because that's the first time I'm actually hearing this.
So we think, so our set point in the happiness world, there's what's called a happiness
Yep.
set point. What they found is that we have a set point that is partially determined by our genetics, partially determined by our habits, little tiny bit determined by our circumstances. And we can change our happiness set point by doing specific things. Well, the deservability set point is the set point that's based on how worthy do you feel. If you feel very, very worthy, then you open up to receive. Well, here's the deal. There is no such thing as a being deservable or not. We are all completely unconditionally deservable. You do not need to earn a place to be deservable to love.
God, I love this. That is so powerful.
And it starts from within. And in your year of miracles, we have 5 principles, 5 foundations for living in the miracle zone. I'm happy to just briefly go through those 5 foundations if you'd like.
Sure, go ahead.
We
Yeah,
have time.
yeah,
Okay.
I know what they are. Go
So
ahead.
I think that, and you may want to write these down, because you want to look at where in my life, where in your life do you struggle with these? So the first foundation to put yourself in the miracle zone is to trust in the universe. And we spoke about that,
Yeah.
is this a loving universe? How can I trust that whatever is happening, there's a lesson or a gift in it for me? So trusting in a benevolent universe. The second is to listen to the soul. Listen to what is it that the soul is saying, not the ego. We talked about that with our intentions. They're ego-based intentions. I should make more money. I should do this. I should work in this field. No. What's the soul? What is your living from the soul? Because you are here with a specific purpose to do a specific thing. And it doesn't matter what that is. It could be planting a garden. It could be, raising a child. It could be writing a book. It doesn't matter. It's what's yours to be done. Then the third principle is to lead with an open heart. And that's where that love part comes in. Lead with love. And that starts with love for ourselves. And then the fourth principle is to choose where you put your energy and attention.
Yes.
Our energy, our energy, our energy flows where our attention goes. So where our attention goes, our energy flows. So our energy and attention are critical. Are you focusing on what's not working in your life, or are you focusing on what is working in your life?
Yep.
And then the fifth one is to take responsibility for your life. And that means to know that you can shift whatever it is. You are unconditionally deserving, And you can live in the miracle zone no matter where you start. You can learn what are the things that I can do to live this kind of miraculous life.
Oh my gosh, I love all this. Those 5 foundations and the practicing of receiving, that's what moves you into that's what shifts and moves up your deservability set point. They all tie in together. So I would encourage everybody listening to, when this is over, maybe take a deep breath, go have a nice glass of water and come back, light a candle and listen to it again. And pause and take notes and and then sit with a journal and whichever ones you answer yes to, choose one of them. If you said yes to multiple, start with one. Marci said that at the beginning. Start with one. There was so much goodness shared here. I absolutely believe 100% in the miracle zone. It is possible. And we could have a whole nother episode on that part of growing up, feeling like if it came too easy, something's wrong. And then you question it and sabotage. And because that was partly, I think I did that as well. And yet I love how you told everybody is 100% deserving of having ease, flow, and miracles in their lives. Just have to open yourself up to receiving.
And as you do, you help everyone around you.
Yes.
Because we are energetic beings. The people around us pick up on our energy all the time. So as you live more in the miracle zone, you're helping your family, your partner, your children, your friends, your coworkers, your whole community. And I think that's a beautiful gift that we actually give to the world, is through our own energetic vibration. And I also want to say that, I'm going to give you all an opportunity to receive, because I am offering everybody here a gift of a book, an ebook that will allow you to get more and more in the miracle zone. So I know you'll have the link to that in the show.
Yes, we will.
And thank you so receive that, please, from me as my gift. Because I believe that this year, as I said, this is the perfect time to be starting on this journey of living a more miraculous life at the beginning of the year. And we're all in this together. So
I love that. I love that. All right, everybody, in case you didn't notice, at the very top of the show notes, you can click a link and send me a message. Now, I can't respond to the message, so you still want to email me or find me on social media if you want me to respond. But if you want to leave myself or Marci a message on what your number one takeaway was from this episode, or maybe you came up with an intention, a miraculous intention for this year, and you want to share it with us, we will put nothing but positive love energy behind whatever you share with us. Click that link and leave us a message. Let us know what your takeaway was, how this episode is going to help you live a more miraculous life moving forward into 2025. We're here to support you. Everything you need to know about Marci, the ebook, and anything else is in the links below. And if you do want to hear more about what Happy for No Reason is and what it really, really means, and how you can actually raise your happiness set point, as I said, season 2, episode 25 was Marci's first appearance on Beyond Empty Nest. This is her second, and I'm sure it will not be the last, or at least I can only hope for a miracle that it won't be the last.
I'm happy to come back always. This is such a great conversation to get to have with you. Thank you.
I love kicking off 2025 with you and with this conversation. And we have so much goodness happening in 2025 on the show. So stay tuned in, because next Thursday, there's another new episode of Beyond Empty Nest. And as I always say, everyone, dare on. If you've enjoyed this episode of Beyond Empty Nest, head over to jodisilverman.com for full show notes and resources. But wait, before you leave, I have a question. Are you happy in midlife? Take the Midlife Happiness Quiz today and discover your personal happiness score. Not only will you uncover where you stand on the Midlife Happiness Scale, you'll also get 2 free tools to help raise it even during difficult and challenging times, leaving you feeling confident and happy from the inside out. It's time to shift your mindset from victim to victor and start boosting your happiness today. Ready to unlock your next chapter of joy? Click the link in our show notes to get started now, because happiness is an inside job and you deserve to feel happy. Dare on.